Welcome back. We have Mr. A. Mahendran, Managing Director, Godrej Consumer Products, joining us now. Mr. Mahendran, thanks much. Before I come to a whole host of questions on the rupee and the commodity price falls that we have seen, a legal issue, the government's much-awaited notification, the legal metrology packaged commodities amendment rules kick in on July 1st. How does it change the arithmetic of pricing or profitability for you?
As far as this amendment is concerned, there is no change we expect on profitability because this is already well set, because the kind of changes well informed to us about a year back. So when you look at all the SKUs which we have, fairly thereabout in terms of the amendment. So I don't see any change in our profitability, etc.
Okay. Now to come to, of course, the seminal fall we are seeing in a whole host of commodities. You would be a buyer in several of the commodities. Is that going to make a difference to your operating margins in this or the next quarter?
Not really. There's only one raw material which we rely on from a commodity point of view, which is the palm oil, which we use for our toilet soaps and personal wash category. But right now that is softening, the palm oil prices are. So the way the trend is, it is going to be very positive towards us.
Okay.
The margin.
The other side of the rupee story, Mr. Mahendran, is your international business. Net, how does the rupee depreciation and the fluctuation in other currencies impact you? And you also have a policy of keeping your hedges low in terms of your exposure. Are you looking to change that in the near term?
As far as the rupee depreciation is concerned, yes, there could be some sort of an impact with the kind of rate in which the depreciation has happened in the last 1 year, particularly the last month and going forward. But having said that, our short-term hedging policies, etc., is well geared to manage our bottom line hit, if at all it is. So we are fairly hedged to that extent. As far as the anticipatory risk in terms of rupee depreciation.
Okay.
So we are fairly as per our plan.
Okay. There's been a broad talk about slowdown. We've had the GDP growth come down significantly in the last quarter. Have you seen any kind of a slowdown? Of course, your category is in staples and may not have seen much of a slowdown. But is there any indication that consumers may be looking for some discretion?
As far as the slowdown, see, if you look at, there are two types of slowdown which I anticipate. One is a global macro outlook, the doom and gloom type of scenario. If that is leading to any slowdown, no, as far as our sector is concerned, we don't expect that. But where I have my concern is on the monsoon delay. And the delay in monsoon can lead to some sort of a slowdown in across FMCG categories, etc. Also, it could also have an impact on the rural income if the delay of monsoon continues. So that's the only worry we have.
Okay. Well, how much money do you make or what percentage of your revenues or profits come from export markets? And how are those markets doing, Mr. Mahendran? You really have your finger on the pulse of several markets. The rupee depreciation should be a solid help for you. Are you going to see more money over there, or is the slowdown going to eat into most of it? Give us an idea how much percentage of cash comes from there, how much will come in the next quarter? How does the percentage change?
See, overall, if you look at it, we don't call it as export earnings because most of the countries where we are, for example, we are in Argentina, we are into Chile, and we are in African countries, we are in Asian countries like Indonesia. They're all local country operated one. So to that extent, the rupee depreciation, it doesn't come, when you say export earnings, the sales made on export, exactly full amount coming in, then yes, you will have the rupee depreciation or appreciation impact. But all our individual concerned countries where we acquired and we're running those countries as independent things. So to that extent, the impact of rupee depreciation is fairly limited.
Okay. A word on the balance sheet, Mr. Mahendran. You've had an equity infusion that's gotten down your debt to equity to more comfortable levels. Are you comfortable with the current position? And also, now that your balance sheet again is in a decent position, are you looking for inorganic growth?
See, as far as our debt to equity ratio is a very, very comfortable position. We did some dilution about 4-5 months back with Temasek coming in. And to that extent, we got the debt corrected, and our ratio is fairly healthy right now. Now, as far as way forward is concerned, yes, we are looking at some amount of inorganic growth with the Darling acquisition, which we did in Africa, which is in the hair extension category. Now, that particular aspect, we are going through the phase 2 acquisition. We completed the phase 1, now we are in the phase 2 process. That will happen during this year.
Okay, just a little bit by way of number guidance. Will it be a 30% run rate as far as revenues are concerned? Will margins remain at 17%? Will they do better?
If you're talking about our consolidated top line growth rate is concerned, we are looking at fairly a robust growth rate as we reported last year. And as far as bottom line is concerned, it's also well in line with a good performance we reported last year.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Mr. Mahendran, thank you very much for joining us with those details. A quick break, we are back in a minute.